Hi, thank you all for coming here today. My name is Shelby McClendon, and I've thought of an app that I believe will solve a major problem. What is the main many problems that women loving women face today? Meeting other women who love women. That's why I thought of a solution: lesbians. Lesbians is an app where you can check into your location and other queer women can see where you check in. The app gets its name from the combination of lesbians and beans, as in coffee beans. Why coffee beans? Well, before you're allowed to check in anywhere else, the app requires you to check into a coffee shop. Why? Well, when one thinks about lesbian spaces, when there are any, you think of a bar or a club or something of that nature, but what about the young girls who want to meet other little lesbians? And what about women who don't feel comfortable in a super social space? They need a space too. I mean, it's only fair. You may be asking yourself, but why is it so important for queer women to meet other queer women? That's a good question. You see, queer women have their own little subculture. There's so little representation in the media that we cling on to almost anything that has even the slightest lesbian subtext. Because of this, it's likely we will already have things in common, such as Haley Kiyoko, King Princess, swooning over Demi Lovato and Kalani kissing, trashing the 100 because they killed off Lexa, Kate McKinnon, wearing beanies, rolling our sleeves, and lots of other things that straight people don't want to talk about or they just don't even really know about. Meeting other queer women helps us also feel not as alone, and it gives you a safe space to talk about your sexuality and relationships. When I was first coming out, I was in a Catholic school, and I didn't have any other queer women who I could talk to. I almost took my own life because I was ashamed of who I was, and I was told that I was going to hell and that something was wrong with me. I needed someone to tell me that it was okay, that it gets better. I didn't feel comfortable talking to any straight people because they just didn't get it, or I was scared to even tell them in the first place. And I even had a loving family who said that they loved me no matter what and would accept me. Not many queer women are that lucky. They need a space. They need support. They need a community. That is lesbians' mission, to create a safe community. Okay, so how exactly will it work? So before you check in anywhere else or access any of the app's features, you have to check into a coffee shop. And why a coffee shop? When checking in, you can choose to either let the users know that you are currently in the coffee shop, or you can choose not to check in until after you leave, and the app won't let users know until a few hours later. You can also choose to check in anonymously, saying a queer girl is here, or you can choose to check in with your profile, letting people know who exactly is there. After you've checked into your first coffee shop, you can now access the rest of the app's features, such as creating events, messaging users that have checked into the same spaces as you, seeing popular places according to users, and leaving suggestions as to how lesbians can improve. Safety is a huge concern of lesbians, which is why you can flag users if they harass you or if they aren't who they say they are. If a user gets flagged, one of our team members will immediately look into it and may contact whoever flagged the person. We want this to be a safe space, and if a user poses a threat to that community we are trying to create, they will be banned indefinitely. Sexual harassment, or harassment of any sort, is less common when it comes to queer women versus heterosexual relationships, but it does happen, and lesbians has zero tolerance for it. The app will also have a panic button in the home screen in case a user ever needs the immediate assistance of police. Meeting people online is very common now, but more apps need to be prepared for threatening situations such as catfishing. We hope to be an app to take the first step in doing this, and we hope other apps will follow our lead. The lesbian community is really small and unrecognized in many spaces. By that I mean they know we exist, but they don't really have any communities for us, or they don't really care about us, and because of this, it's easy for women who love and are attracted to women to feel alone. Lesbians hopes to fix this problem, or at least start to. We need to build a community that's full of support, not just acceptance. Acceptance is just being like, yeah, I see that you have this, but I don't really agree with it, but I'm not going to say anything. Support is loving someone, being there for them, lifting them up, letting them talk about it. That is what we need. And with your help and investments, maybe we can start building a bridge to this beautiful, supportive rainbow community. Thank you.